So we already talked about how in the Permian, basically after one of the great extinctions, reptiles rapidly radiated from just a few species into many, many different species. Basically speaking, as the earth cooled off, the swamps and lakes where the amphibians were doing so well began to dry up, and having that dry, scaly skin, being waterproof, became a big deal. The next thing that happened was really the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs are kind of the ultimate expression of reptiledom, so to speak. We have such a wide range of sizes and and niches that they fill in the ecosystem and so on. The current dinosaurs that we have left with us are the birds. They are smaller than a lot of the dinosaurs, a fact for which all of us should be pretty happy. When we look at our fossil record, we find the Archaeopteryx. Archaeopteryx was one of the first bird-like fossils, and we see this clear sort of transition in that it's still got a very lizard-like head. It's still got teeth in its mouth, but it's got these feathers, these wings, and this tail that are obviously functional for full-on flying. Now, aves, when we divide things into clades, we talked about cladograms when we were talking about classification. Aves is the clade of the birds. Well, that clade, aves, is contained within the clade of that dinosaurs are a part of. Dinosaurs are within the clade containing reptiles. Thus, in the more genetically focused cladogram way of doing things, you end up with birds clearly being a part of the clade reptiles, even though when we look at the older format of the Linnaean system with the kingdom and the phylum and so on, that they are not considered to be reptiles. It's a difference in the way things get classified, and the new cladogram, the phylogenetic systematics that give you the cladograms, they're more focused on really things that are genetically related to each other being connected. Next group that we look at is mammals. Now, all primates are mammals. Mammals are those things that basically the difference between a mammal and a reptile is going to be generally the fur, hair of some kind on the outside of it, but primarily the fact that they have mammary glands, that they produce milk for their young, that their young suckle upon in order to stay alive. Within that specific group of mammals, you've got primates. Primates are mammals with relatively long fingers and toes, that they have nails instead of claws. Some mammals have claws, that primates have nails, like we as humans have nails. Arms that rotate around the shoulder joints. So what you've got is an arm that will do this. Your dog's arm will not do this. Your cat's arm will not do this because we've got this ball and shoulder joint, this ball and socket joint in our shoulder. We also have a strong clavicle, which is your collarbone, and that is to support the action of our very, very active, very, very mobile arms. Our arms don't just stay here and go back and forth or maybe bat at something like this. They actually rotate fully. Another thing about primates is we got both eyes in the front, so we get binocular vision, so we have depth perception. If you think about this, most primates live in a three-dimensional world where they are up in the treetops, down on the ground, etc. The ability to see that branch is 6 feet away or 7 feet away is really important for continued existence. Because if you think it's 6 feet away and you go jumping for it and it's really 7, things will not end well. In addition, primates tend to have a well-developed cerebrum. So the part of the brain that's kind of on top of the other two smaller parts of the brain, the fish brain and the reptile brain, and then we get to the cerebrum. That's the part with a lot of the grooves and wiggles in it and so on. The cerebrum also controls a lot having to do with our eyeballs, because that's kind of a big deal for us. We tend to interpret the world visually. Once again, this has been the primary sense that we have used in order to find prey, find a way of escape, beware of predators that are on their way to destroy us. All of these things.